Hello everyone. Today we are going to talk about the history of the web. So, where the web was born. Tim Berners-Lee, a British scientist, invented the World Wide Web in 1989. Tim Berners-Lee, you can see his picture here. So Tim Berners-Lee, a British scientist, invented the World Wide Web in 1989 while working at CERN. So the web was originally conceived and developed to meet the demand for automated information sharing between scientists in universities and institutes around the world. CERN is not an isolated laboratory, but rather the focal point for an extensive community that includes more than 17,000 scientists from over 100 countries. Although they typically spend some time on the CERN site, the scientists usually work at universities and national laboratories in their home countries. Reliable communication tools are therefore essential. The basic idea of the World Wide Web was to merge the evolving technologies of computers, data, networks, and hypertext into a powerful and easy to use global information system. If you want to read more, I will drop the link in the description below. Now let's talk about IDE. An IDE, it is called an integrated development environment. What is IDE itself? It is a software suite that consolidates basic tools required to write and test software. It is a software that consolidates basic tools required to write and test software. Developers use numerous tools throughout software code creation, building, and testing. Development tools often include test editors, code libraries, compilers, and test platforms. Now, what the IDE is just a software, suite that consolidates basic tools required to write and test softwares. So this what we know as IDE. It is just a software that the developers, who are the developers? They are the programmers. They are the ones that develop the web, the app, and all that we see. So all the technologies that we can see. Now these developers, they have different tools they use. What are those tools? Some of the tools that they use to write a website or to build a website, I will show you shortly. Now let's move to the Google Chrome. I will show you different types of IDE we have. So we have the online IDE. So the online IDE, it includes CodePen.io. CodePen.io. The developer also use this to code. So they use it to code. Okay. So I'm going to sign in. So you can see it here. If I log in from here, so did I remember my email and password? Yes. Okay. I'm going to log in now. Now you can see something here. So I'm going to create a new project. This project, there are some developers projects. So I'm going to create my own project from here. So you can see here I'm going to click on new pen. If I click on new pen, it will open this page for me, so which is the HTML, the CSS, the JavaScript, and the result. So if I want to write something, if I write something in the HTML part, so it will display. If I click on the result, so you can see it, so it display here. So I can even write some styling, that's the CSS, and JavaScript itself, so which you are going to know later. We also have other IDE like other online IDE. You can search online, so online IDE. So we have a lot of IDE, so you can search. We have online IDE, so I'm going to leave this site. So we have codechef.com, so it's an online. So we have onlineide.com. So and then we have a lot of IDE that we can use online. Now let's talk about our local IDE. So our local IDE, we have the Visual Studio Code, we have the Visual Studio Code editor. So this, we use it locally in our PC, in our computer. So you can download it and install it. So even though you can install it on your phone, so you can install it on your phone, or you install it on your PC. So I think this is for PC and for Mac. So we also have it for on Play Store and on Apple Store, whereby you can install it on your mobile phone too. We also have others like the bracket editor, bracket code editor. So this is also for PC, both Mac OS, Windows, and Linux. So we also have other editor like the Atom code editor. So this is also good for the Windows operating system, the Linux. I think we also have for mobile phone, so you can see it here, so which you can download. So the Atom code editor, HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So it's also good for mobile phone, so you can download it too. But what we are going to be used in this course is called SPCK editor. So you can see it here, so I can open it. So I can open it and then I can run some code here, so you can see it here. So this is the, so I can run it from here. So if you did not have this, so go and download it, so we can run some code here, so we can play some game using the JavaScript. Yeah, oh my god. Okay, let me pause it. So this is also good for the Android and iOS, which is the iPhone. So you can download it if you did not have a system. So now let's continue. Now the next thing we are going to talk about is going to be the HTML. What is HTML? HTML is called Hypertext Markup Language. It's the code that is used to structure a web page and its content. So what we specifically use HTML for, it is called an hypertext markup language, and is this code that is used to structure a web page. That is what we use to build a web page. And what is that web page we are talking about? If you go to Google Chrome, you search anything, you search a URL, you search a website. All these websites, they are built using this HTML. Because when Tim Berners-Lee, when he created the www, he created the HTML. He created the HTML. When he created the HTML, so their aim is to communicate with the world. They want to develop a software that can communicate to the people, that can connect people from all over the world. So that's why he found HTML. So this HTML is a markup language. It is not a programming language, but a markup language that is used to mark up. Is used to mark up what? Is used to mark up to structure the web page. So it is the code that is used to structure a web page and its content. For example, content could be structured within a set of paragraphs. So we can use a paragraph to structure a text and a list of bulleted points, or using images and data tables. HTML is a markup language that defines the structure of your content. HTML consists of a series of elements which you use to enclose or wrap different parts of the content to make it appear a certain way or act a certain way. The enclosing tag can make a word or image hyperlinks to somewhere else, can italicize words, can make the font bigger or smaller, and so on. Now let's take a look for the following line of content, like my cat is very grumpy. So if we wanted the line to stand by itself, we could specify that it is a paragraph by enclosing it in paragraph tags like this. We use the P. So we use the angular bracket, so, and then we put P inside. That P, it is called an element. It is called an element. So this we first open an angular bracket, we put P inside, and then we close the angular bracket. Then we put the content after the angular bracket. Then we use a closing tag. You can see from here. So you can see this is an opening tag and this is a close tag. Don't worry, I'm going to explain it more. Now let me show you from here. So I will open another editor so that you will understand it more better, because this will open a domain template for me. So I have other editors like this. Okay, I have other editors like the Visual Code Mobile. So inside this place now, we have what we call a paragraph, right? So okay, so if you want to write for example, we want to write some content, we can put it in a paragraph tag, and this tag is like this. We write it like this, the angular bracket first, this angular bracket first, and then you put the P. P is known as a paragraph. So you put the P inside, then you can write any content like this. You can write any content, and then we have open and close tag. So the close tag is the angular bracket, then slash P. That's how we close the tag. So this is an opening tag and this is a closing tag. So this is an opening tag and this is a closing tag. Now why this in it? It is the content that plays inside it. So this is the open tag and this is the closing tag. So now this is opening tag. This is how we write opening tag. We put an angular bracket and then we put the element. So what we put inside that opening tag, it is called an element. It is called an element. It is called an element. Now we have HTML elements. We have some HTML elements. What are those elements? This, if you want to write a basic structure of HTML, so we start with this. We start with HTML, and then we have opening tag. This is opening tag. Then we put the closing tag there by saying slash HTML. So you can see then. So we close the angular bracket. This is how we start with writing the basic structure of HTML. So we first put the HTML. Then after we put the HTML, so the next thing we are going to do is to write the header part, which is going to be the head. So okay, now let's write that now. So I'm going to say head here, right? Then I will close the tag here and then I will open the closing tag. So and I will put head, because you yourself, you have a head, so all content must have a head. Inside this head we have what we call a title. We have what we call a title. So we have what we call a title, and that title you can give it any name, like facebook.com for example. Then after this head we have a body tag. We have a body. Now inside this body, that is where we are going to put our content. So this is the basic structure of HTML. But in the latest version of HTML, which is HTML 5.1, so we usually put on every header part what we call a doc type. So, and this starts with the angular bracket with an exclamation mark, this exclamation mark like this, and then we are going to put a doc type. Then we put HTML after it, then we put an angular bracket. So like, let's just call it less than greater than. So this is how we write the basic structure of HTML. So we first start with this angular bracket, and then we put the exclamation mark, we say doc type HTML. So then we put greater than. Then after that we open another angular bracket, we put HTML inside. Then you already know what an opening tag is. So this is an opening tag and this is a closing tag. Now everything that have an opening must have a closing. So we have opening and then closing tag here, so which is like HTML. Then inside this HTML tag, so we also have the header tag, so which is this head. So and inside this head we have a title tag, like you can see the title here. So I can give it some content inside it between the opening and closing tag, so you can give it a content. Then after that we have a body tag, and this is the body. You can write anything inside. So this is our first HTML. So we can publish it by clicking on this. You can see now it display our content. So firstly, let's write our hello world. This will be our first HTML that we started. So in the next class, you to write it like this and put any content in the body. That is the assignment. Put any content in the body and then submit it before the next class.